Are you on him? Are you on him? Are you on him? Oh! I hit him back. I hit him back and low. Well, it's the afternoon of October 7th, and Rand and I just got set up over the Big Woods water hole. The reason we picked to come here tonight is we got a big cold front moving in. It's about a high of 65 today and a low of 35 tonight. The deer are on their feet. We did bump one fawn on the way in that was on the water hole, but she went the right direction, and I don't think it really caused any damage. It's kind of a tough spot to get into, but Mac daylighted here on Saturday night, and I think there's a good chance that he's going to do it again. He's really been kind of running this whole area here to the west side of the property. He was on a camera to the north up by the 3-acre field, and it was really a toss-up on which spot we should go to tonight, but considering he's been here in daylight a couple times within the last month, I think we've got a pretty good shot. There's been a lot of activity on this water hole. It hasn't rained in like a month, so I think it's probably the best water source around for him. But we got in pretty clean. We got a west wind. It feels pretty consistent right now and good for where we're sitting. So with any luck, we're gonna have Mac be the first deer in this water hole. I'm just a little worried about the wind if it swirls or something in here, but with any luck, he's gonna show up here, and our visibility is limited with all the leaves on the trees, but they're gonna be right on top of us when they come in. When we first see them, I have a feeling, unless we hear them come in. So with this cold front, it should be a good night. Hopefully we see a bunch of deer. We'll see. Are you on him? Are you on him? Oh! I hit him back. I hit him back and low. Can you see him? I definitely hit him back.
Quack, quack.
Oh, I shot over him that time. Yeah, I was on camera. I could just, there's so many trees in the way there. And the second shot. I shot over him that time. He was probably only 30. Were you on him when I shot him? Yeah. I didn't see where they were holding him. I hit him back in low. Was it? It was definitely back. Shit. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. Where did he go? Dude, all of a sudden. He was like right there. Because I could hear them coming from down there. Like, he's right here. I'm like, shh. Where? He caught me totally off guard. Like, I just looked at him like, holy shit, he's right here. And he like caught me so off guard. I jumped up and I'm like, dude, he's right here. And I'm like, oh, I have to sit to shoot. And I snuck it through. It probably was a little forced. I had some time, but I think I had him back. Oh man, I can't believe it. This is the earliest I've ever gotten an arrow in a deer. So, it's supposed to be cold tonight. We're gonna probably try and get out of here, look at the footage on the computer, make a game plan. It's supposed to be nice and cold tonight if we feel like leaving him overnight, but he's not far. I think he's probably only bedded just out of sight from up here, so we're gonna have to be really careful when we get down, but we got an arrow in Mac, baby. Thanks for coming, buddy. Let's go. Now we just gotta find him.
Yeah, he's quarter two.
Oh, it's as bad as you think it is, really. He's not that much quarter two.
Find your arrow?
Yeah, it's full guts.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah, well, I gotta leave him for 8 hours, at least.
Well, it's the morning of October 8th, and it's about 6:30. We're gathering up the team to go look for Mac. We backed out last night. Didn't really blood trail at all, knowing that the shot was not ideal. He was a hurting unit, as we said, so hoping to get him this morning. I don't know. It's gonna be light here in about a half hour, and we're gonna take up the blood trail. But hopes are high. I think there's a real good chance he's dead. A cool night helped a little bit, but we're gonna gather the troops and head out. See what happens. Hopefully it ends with a dead deer and the story of Mac is over, but we'll see. Well, it's about 9 o'clock, and very little blood from impact. We're about 400 yards to the north of where he was in this grass field. We found some blood leading up to these two beds here, and then blood in a bed, and then 5 yards and blood in this bed. And there's a chunk of stomach matter in this bed here. You can kind of get a whiff of deer, but there's no deer. It's kind of cold. I'm not sure if he's dead yet or what, but gotta believe he wants to be in here. He's gotta be close, kinda. But it's a pretty good sign that he bed so fast. So we're gonna cross our fingers, just take it slow and see what happens.
You're exhausting yourself already. We didn't even start.
Well, it's about 10:15 the night after we shot him. It's been 29 hours. Just got done with the dog. Dog found a couple beds that we didn't and went in a general direction, but we never ran into the deer. I think we ended up finding like 8 to 10 beds. Very little blood, but man, I don't know what happened. I gotta believe that deer's dead, but not gonna give up yet. If I get some time, I'm gonna try and grid search areas that we may have missed with the dog. I mean, that it was kind of insane how much that deer was in that grass field there, and dog just couldn't come up with anything. We spent like 6 hours with the dog, and just didn't come up with it. So story of Max not over. Hope we can close it up tomorrow with a little grid search, get lucky, and we'll go from there. But yeah, things are looking pretty grim right now, so maybe we'll get lucky yet. Well, it's Wednesday, October 9th. Shot the deer Monday afternoon. It's been just over 48 hours. Called in another drone. The dog tracked and found a few more beds that we didn't the night before. But yeah, it's kind of a last-ditch effort before we start grid searching. I wouldn't have called it in if I didn't feel super confident that the deer was dead. So we're gonna cross our fingers here and spend a lot of time here with this drone, and hopefully we don't have to grid search, but we'll see what happens. It's gonna hopefully be a short night, I guess.
Fingers crossed.
You want a site that's built to last, has been proven, has a lifetime warranty, and is made right here in the USA. HHA makes sites for all archers, all skill levels, and for all users. Whether you're flinging arrows in the backyard or going on the trip of a lifetime, trust isn't built overnight. It's built by being #1 for decades. HHA.
Well, it is now about a little over 60 hours probably from the shot. I've put a lot of effort into this track job. There's deer running somewhere. But yeah, the first night, just to kind of get a beat on where he was, we had a drone come out and couldn't really see him through the canopy. The big canopy in here was really thick. So we ended up, so far I feel like we've done everything right. It was immediately after the shot. I mean, other than the shot, I mean, we've done everything right, I guess. Immediately after the shot, Rand and I backed out for 15 hours, came back the next morning and looked, and we did find multiple beds, but just didn't find the deer. I couldn't believe we found like probably 8 beds or so, and the deer wasn't in it at all. So that night we proceeded to get Max and Scott out here. It's a great tracking dog. And he ended up finding a few more beds than what we had found, and kind of gave us a sense of direction on which way the deer most likely went. And then at the end of the night, the conditions were really tough. We ended up losing his track, and Scott was pretty much saying that he kind of figured that the deer had been bumped by coyotes previously, because I don't think it was us at all, because we had waited 15 hours and we did hear coyotes in the direction that the night of the shot. So there's a high possibility that he was bumped by coyotes, but we did hear some coyotes in this area that I'm about to walk into this morning. The reason I'm walking in here is, well, one, we heard coyotes, and two, we called in another drone last night hoping to just find something. And this canopy is so thick, no doubt in my mind we would have found the deer, but the big canopy made it tough, and we didn't end up finding him. But what we did find was a coyote that was in this thick area that I know is a known bedding area, and normally they take off, is what I was told, when they're spotlighted. And this one was on a certain spot and took off when he got spotlighted about 10 or 15 yards and stopped. And then we shut the spotlight off and he came back right to that same spot and stayed there for about 5 minutes or so. So, yeah, this is kind of, I'm gonna probably walk the next couple days, just some high probability areas, hoping to come up on Mac here, but yeah, I've kind of exhausted all options, so all I can do now is pretty much grid search the whole thing. The good news is it's a pretty easy property to grid search, so I mean, there's thick areas, but most of it's wide open understory, so we should be able to see a 250-pound deer, I hope. But he's probably, if I had to guess, eating a little bit, but maybe not. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can find him. But yeah, I'm gonna take a walk in here. Hopefully he's laying there. We'll see.
Oh my God! He's in the corn.
Thanks to the vultures, baby, we found him. Unfortunately, 3 days late. The dog was on him. He wanted to go in here, but he lost it, and we found him. I don't know how the drone didn't pick him up in here, unless he was too cold already. But we got him. Well, it is Thursday, October 10th at about 5:30, and we finally found Mac. We are 2 drones and a dog and miles on the boot, under our boots later, and he was right under our nose the whole time. Max, the dog, was right on him and gave us some really good information on which direction he went, but we just couldn't close the deal for whatever reason. But he was right in the middle of the 3-acre field, and I was kind of coming in to do one last kind of grid for him, and Zach and I saw these vultures, and we just started walking through the corn here, and I just happened to look over and found him. Really happy to find him, even though a couple days later I didn't make the most ideal shot, but I was really persistent on finding him, because with that shot placement I knew that he was going to die, and I just didn't want to give up, because I didn't want to leave him out here, and yeah, I just knew he was going to die, so I put in a lot of time, and it finally paid off. He's a great buck, and persistence pays off. I really wish I would have made a better shot, but I guess it happens. But we did everything that we possibly could to find him, and we finally found him. So there's some triumph and success in that, and really happy about that, but at the same time disappointed in myself for the shot. But that's the story of Mac. Ending here, ends pretty good with finding him, but yeah, super jacked to finally put our hands on Mac and end this story. So we're gonna enjoy a couple bush lights over this guy, and yeah, salvage what we can. It was a tough track job, probably the toughest track job I've ever been on, along with everybody that helped. I can't thank everybody that came out and helped walk and look, and the guys that came out with the dog and the drones. Everybody contributed a lot, and couldn't appreciate everybody enough. So a lot of people to thank, but hard work and persistence got this guy for us. So thanks for watching, and catch you later.